So I've been coding for about 15 years now, and I think AI is better at writing code than I am. There was a moment recently where I was debugging an issue that I had with code that I had written, and I copied the code and explained the problem and put that into Claude, which is similar to ChatGPT if you haven't used it before. And it explained the issue perfectly. I went in, I fixed the bug, and that completely changed my perspective on a lot of this new AI technology. It humbled me, and it made me realize it's taken me 15 years to learn all of this knowledge, all of this understanding, and an AI can spit it out in seconds, even less than seconds. It just really shook me, but it was exciting because to me, I'm not somebody who's ever really identified specifically with my role as a software engineer. I really just want to build things. And to me, seeing the potentials in this technology, it was so exciting thinking about all the different things that I can build with it. And I really want to share that enthusiasm. And I really want to help bring people along with this new wave of technology. So AI has been around for a long time. Deep learning, machine learning, there's different words for describing it. And I hadn't really been interested in it prior to recently because from what I had known about it, you really needed a lot of data and a lot of computing resources to really do something useful with AI. And I didn't have those kind of resources. I didn't want to necessarily be in a position where I needed to be with a really big organization that had those resources in order to do my job. So for that reason, I've mostly focused on just coding. But with this new AI technology, you don't need a lot of resources. You don't need a lot of data. It learns so fast. You really just need to give it a little bit of data, and it can learn an incredible amount very quickly. So from my perspective, I look around at all the different information that's currently available about AI, and it kind of falls into two groups. One is very academic, very advanced, very math focused, and it's interesting to me when I understand it, but it's really out of reach for most people. It's kind of the ivory tower academic version of things. And that's where this research is coming from. So it's valuable. It's just not really relevant to most of us. And then there's another camp, another bucket where people are trying to sell you things. And they're trying to sell you half-baked solutions. So I think we've all seen a lot of these products on the market where they basically just slap the word AI on top of it, and they haven't really shown you how it's actually going to improve your life in any way. They're usually threatening in some ways, but really they're trying to sell you something. They're trying to shove this new technology down your throat in some way without really walking you through how to integrate it into your daily life and how to actually make it do something useful for you. So that missing piece from my perspective is making AI really useful, making it really practical, and really breaking it down in such a way that you can take advantage of it to do the things you're already doing a little bit better, a little bit easier, and just, do what we all want to do with AI. Just have more time for ourselves and just pursue the things that we want to pursue better and achieve our goals faster. So currently the AI is in a very foundational place. It really doesn't have all these structures built on top of it where you can just immediately intuitively start using it and doing really useful things. Sometimes you can, but it really is still in a research stage. I know it's out there available to use, but it's still a research subject because it's not something where the gap is bridged between the theory and actually letting you know what are the steps to take for you to actually make use of the technology today intuitively, because it's actually complicated. If you know about the technology, you can do amazing things with it. But if you lack understandings of the fundamentals around it, you don't really probably see why it's so powerful, because we don't have these layers of abstraction built up on top of the foundational technology yet, where you wouldn't need to worry about those things. Currently, you do need to think about those things. From my perspective, computers can finally talk human. So you can talk to a computer like you would talk to another person, and it'll talk back to you. You can tell it to do things, you can tell it to think about things, and for the first time, you can really, in some sense, program a computer, create an automation, create some type of functionality from just telling a computer in your language what it's supposed to do. And most of the time, if you express it clearly, just in your natural language, it'll do that. So the power that technology has for reducing barriers to technology, for really democratizing so many things that we rely on technology for, and really making technology much more accessible, I think the potential is really there, but it's not currently realized. Currently, these things are hard to use. They require some extra steps to really get the full power out of them. And a lot of people who are using AI now haven't really had that aha moment. Like when I was writing code and I saw the AI debug something that would have taken me over an hour to figure out, that was my aha moment. That's when I realized this AI can really do things that I would otherwise do. That's going to take a lot of my thought process. And as a software engineer, my thinking is really something that I want to focus on the things that I'm going to get the most value from thinking about. So if there's something that I don't need to think so hard about, or that's not as important, and I could kind of outsource that to AI, I'll do that because I have plenty of other things to think about. It's not that I'm not going to be thinking, it's that I'll be thinking about something else. Finding the real potential of AI, you really need to get a new intuition around the technology, really understand how it works on a fundamental level, and how to think about it, how to talk to it. The intuition, once you develop it, it'll feel natural, because in a lot of ways, you just need to treat the AI like you would treat a person rather than you would treat a piece of technology. And that's a big shift, to treat technology in that way. But once you have that shift, I think you're going to find a lot of things that you can do, and a lot of custom workflows that you can build for yourself to take some thinking out of your head that you don't want to be doing. Really push some of that intellectual labor onto the machine, because it's capable of that now if you know how to use it properly. So I'm making this channel Build AI Tools to focus on practical applications of AI, how to understand the fundamentals of AI, what's possible with it, how to work with it, and then ultimately how to build your own custom solutions with the AI technology. Because I do believe that that's what's needed right now to actually help you do the things that you want to do. I'm not an expert in this. I'm learning as I go. I've been using AI for a while, every day, but I'm really new to it, and we're going to be learning together. I'm going to be sharing what I learn and really trying to break it down simply so that we can move down this path together. We're at the beginning of a major wave of technology, maybe the biggest wave since the internet. I don't mean to hype it up too much, but I think that this might be on par or even more powerful than the internet. The reason, so I was on a plane, I didn't have Wi-Fi, and I had a local AI model loaded onto my computer. And I could ask it things about what I was programming. I could essentially use it as Google offline. And this thing was like 5 gigabytes that I downloaded. How do you have the knowledge of the world in 5 gigabytes? It's unbelievable what this technology is capable of. If you know how to work with it properly, we're truly just at the beginning of that. And I want to show you how you can actually work with it and build AI tools for yourself to move towards your goals even faster. Part of this is moving from a consumer mindset to a builder mindset. I think that's really important. I don't want it to be scary. I don't want it to be overwhelming, because the potential is for it to really unlock a lot of possibilities. So we're going to be solving real problems. We're going to be building custom tools. We're going to be learning how this new technology works and how to do really interesting things with it. So if that sounds interesting to you, follow along and subscribe, because we're going to be building a lot of AI tools, and I hope you enjoy. Thanks.